Right now, this morning, deadly day on I-94. Two separate crashes claim 2 lives and leave a state trooper injured. What we know this morning. And managing stress ahead, why you may not be the only person getting pressured as we head into the holiday season, and how to loosen up the tension.
Plus, we have cool conditions today with snow on the way, so that means a cold day tomorrow and bitter cold come Thursday. We'll talk about that in just a bit.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us for News 8 Now this morning. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Tuesday, December 10th. You've got that shaking, shivering graphic. That's you walking into work, right?
I know, right? That makes me feel cold right now. In fact, yeah, it's going to be much colder. It's cold out there on your skin right now, about 8 degrees or so. And it's also going to be colder on your skin as we go into Wednesday, because snow is probably going to be on the ground. Less than an inch or so, but we're also be picking up some cold air from Canada. That's going to usher in more of that bitter cold as the winds begin to stir up. And we're going to see a wind chill on Thursday, cutting up to at least negative 15 to about negative 20 degrees out there on your skin. So that's how it all gets into fruition here. Right now, looking at the rainfall over the last 6 hours or so, you can see some of it just kind of moving across, and that's where it's moving there. That's where the snow is going to start mostly for the better part of the week. And if some of that's going to get all the way down to areas by Green Bay as well. We're looking at cloudy conditions right now. The clouds continue to billow up. We had partly cloudy skies about an hour ago, and then you get into it, you can see those alerts there. You're also picking up maybe a little bit of fog going into portions of Iowa as well as Minnesota. Now, right now, it's absolutely kind of nice out there, but as far as the wind is concerned, it makes it feel much colder on your skin. So we have a cold morning start and breezy conditions, cool and quiet out there for the better part of the day. Then that snow comes in, and when I come back, I'll give you a better overview of how that all plays out. So please stick around.
All right, Art, we'll see you then. Thank you. New this morning, 2 people are dead after an SUV crossed the median and collided with 2 semi-trucks on I-94 near Tomah. That crash happened around 7 last night at mile marker 140, forcing a 7-hour interstate shutdown. According to authorities, both SUV occupants died at the scene. The semi-drivers were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. As crews worked to clean up that deadly crash, a Wisconsin state trooper was hurt in another accident at the same location. The trooper's squad car was hit by a semi near mile marker 140 just before 10 p.m. while helping shut down the interstate. The trooper was taken to the hospital. The semi-driver was not hurt. Both accidents remain under investigation this morning. Classes set to resume this morning at Chippewa Falls High School after a bomb threat forced an evacuation yesterday. All students were safely evacuated. All athletic and extracurricular events at both the high and middle school were canceled. The superintendent says it appears to be part of a series of similar threats reported across the state. Law enforcement conducted a thorough sweep of the school and property before giving the all clear. Happening today, the Sparta man charged with killing 35-year-old Takara Manning faces arraignment in court. 39-year-old Andrew Noman is accused of first-degree intentional homicide and felony murder in the October death. Noman was out on bond at the time. He's now being held on a $1 million cash bond. His arraignment set for 2:30 p.m. A Madison man faces court today as well, accused of having nearly 400 grams of fentanyl pills during a traffic stop in Osseo. 35-year-old Dexter Watson is charged with possession with intent to distribute fentanyl and other drug-related crimes. Police say they found the pills during a vehicle search last year. Watson was a passenger. He remains in custody on a $30,000 cash bond. The near-week-long manhunt for the suspected shooter of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is likely at an end. Yesterday, a suspect was arrested in Pennsylvania and is expected to be extradited to New York, where he now faces second-degree murder, multiple firearm and forgery charges, as CBS's Naomi Ruckham explains.
This morning, Luigi Mangione is behind bars. The 26-year-old was arraigned and later charged with second-degree murder yesterday in the shooting death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson.
Justice will be delivered in this case.
Pennsylvania police were called to the scene after the Maryland native was spotted by an employee at a McDonald's in Altoona around 9:15 a.m. yesterday. Investigators say they approached him and asked if he had recently been to New York.
He became visibly nervous, kind of shaking at that question.
Police say he was carrying a fake New Jersey ID that matched the one allegedly used to check into a New York hostel last week. Authorities say they later recovered Mangione's passport with his real name, along with a gun, suppressor, and clothing that they believe are consistent with those used in the shooting, and a 3-page handwritten document expressing ill will toward corporate America.
He's a coward, not a hero.
Mangione is from a prominent Maryland family that owns multiple country clubs. He was the valedictorian of his 2016 class at the elite all-boys Gilman School in Baltimore, and later earned computer science degrees from the University of Pennsylvania.
I knew of him. I knew him somewhat well. He was a nice kid.
Mangione spent time in Hawaii in 2022 and 2023. Two sources who knew him then say he suffered from back pain due to an injury.
The Mangione family released a statement last night saying they're shocked and devastated by the news, adding they offer prayers to the family of Brian Thompson and everyone involved. The reactions are mixed after a jury found Daniel Penny not guilty of criminally negligent homicide. The case stems from an incident on a New York subway train last year. Witnesses say Jordan Neely was acting erratically when he boarded the train. Video shows Penny putting him in a chokehold that led to his death. Neely struggled with homelessness, mental health, and drug abuse. His father says he is heartbroken over the verdict. Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar is pushing for pardon reform. That comes on the heels of President Joe Biden granting sweeping clemency to his son Hunter. The move wiping away any crimes Hunter may or may have not committed between 2014 and 2024. Klobuchar says she'd like to see a committee or board set up to weigh in on a president's pardons before it's granted. The U.S. Supreme Court rejecting an appeal from parents challenging Eau Claire School's gender identity support plans. The district guidelines encourage students to reach out to staff members for help. Parents' attorneys argued this violates their rights by hiding the plans from them. The school board president maintains students need access to these resources at school.
The school is really their second home. They're there almost as much time as they are at their own homes. And so it's incumbent on us to provide for them, socially and emotionally, as well as academically, so that they can succeed both at school and prepare to succeed, when they graduate as well.
The parents lost in lower court last year. 3 Supreme Court justices voted to hear the case. That is 1 short of the 4 needed for review. On Alaska's Common Council votes today on a $12 million public works budget. That proposal includes funding to complete the city's Arts Center and build a new roundabout. The plan also calls for $4 million in new loans to finish the community center renovation. The council will also consider a city well inspection and a new art installation. Chippewa Valley Health Cooperative moving forward with plans for a new hospital in Lake Hallie after the HSHS and Prevea Hospital closures earlier this year. News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall was at last night's meeting and has the details for us.
Jim Dobrzinski is one of several people driving miles to the nearest hospital.
Well, when we had Chippewa Hospital, it was a lot closer. I live north of Cadott, between Cadott and Cornell, and now going all the way into Eau Claire on the other side of Eau Claire is a long distance.
He joined other residents for a meeting at the Hyde Center to learn more about Chippewa Valley Health Cooperative's new hospital. The nonprofit plans to bring back doctors who worked at Sacred Heart and St. Joseph's. While under construction, they are reevaluating opening St. Joseph's Hospital.
There's over 22,000 patients per year that have been left without a medical home. And these are our daughters who are giving births to babies. There are elderly people who have to have emergency care and maybe stay in the hospital for a while. Those people are at best being pushed out of town for their care.
New hospital will open up in Lake Hallie on Route 53 and will be a full-service hospital. It will house 410 employees, including medical staff, and will offer 48 beds and 12 ICU beds.
It's patient convenience, provider convenience, and great transportation systems on Highway 53. Highway 29 is nearby, so all those variables come into play.
The project will cost about $158 million, which will be funded through grants and philanthropy. The Chippewa Valley Health Cooperative is hoping to open up the new hospital by fall of 2027. They're also hoping to open up St. Joseph's by fall of 2025. Reporting in Chippewa Falls, Jeremy Wall, News 8 Now.
The group will evaluate if St. Joseph's Hospital can reopen while the new facility is built. The building needs maintenance work, but officials say they'll know by spring if it's possible. The time now is 6:10. Still ahead on your morning news. Boeing set to lay off hundreds of workers, but it's not because of the strike. We'll explain. Google creates a new quantum computer, and China launches an investigation against NVIDIA. And the latest jobs report shows job growth in November after a slow October, but unemployment also grew. We'll have those details for you ahead. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. Scientists have created the largest virtual simulation of our universe using one of the world's fastest computers. The Frontier supercomputer shows billions of years of universal expansion, including how galaxies formed and moved. Here's the mind-blowing part. This sample covers 1 trillion light years, yet it's only 0.0001% of the full simulation. And as we start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the brightest place on Earth seen from outer space. That should come as no surprise. That is Las Vegas, Nevada, already shining bright this morning. Stay with us. Your consumer news is coming right up.
Welcome to the most honest commercial you've ever seen. Not the cleanest, just the most honest.
Today, we're fixing a home's foundation.
I mean, that is like the most common thing to see in the world.
Pretty common, yeah.
Right.
So it's the soil that's eroding away, causing those cavities, those voids that the foundation then wants to settle into.
And then you guys with your superhero capes show up and fix everything.
Yes, sir.
Get a free and honest inspection with Innovative Basement Authority, a Groundworks company.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
It's that time of year. The chill is in the air. Are your floors freezing? Warm up your home with carpet from Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. We've got the coziest, most durable carpet for your home. Come in and check out our color options, styles, and patterns. We're happy to help you find just what you need to make your home warm and cozy. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
I've suffered from shoulder pain for about 22 years. It got to where I couldn't even wash my hair. I couldn't even brush my teeth without pain.
That's when Sophia checked out QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. All natural treatments to restore and repair your damaged joint tissue and get you back to living a normal life again with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime.
I chose QC Kinetics because my son, he had had his back done, and he had great success with it.
Join tens of thousands of satisfied patients who have found lasting relief from their joint pain. Request a free consultation and find out if you're qualified for this therapeutic breakthrough. Call 715-447-7980.
I was in the shower washing my hair and I realized, oh my God, I'm washing my hair and it doesn't hurt. I'm pain-free and I want to thank you, QC Kinetics.
Isn't it time you got your life back? Call now for your free consultation. 715-447-7980. 715-447-7980.
With winter here, our job hasn't changed. The First Warn Weather Team is always ready to keep you safe and ahead of winter's worst. And you can always get us no matter where you are.
Keeping you safe. First Warn Weather on News 8 Now.
All right, if you're heading on out, getting into it, the winds are dusting up a little bit right now. 15-mile-per-hour winds getting all the way across from Minneapolis all the way to La Crosse at 13. They were just at 15 about a half hour ago. You're going to be seeing that kind of slip through the area, so that's causing limited fog amounts, but it's also dropping the temperatures down as well. Looking at temperatures in the 20s widespread, you're also seeing them down to 30. The wind feels like on your skin because of the wind chill. Feels like it's 16 in La Crosse. Feels like it's 14 in Eau Claire. Other locations also feel like they're in the teens till you get down to the south. La Crosse through the morning hours, 7 a.m. all the way into 1 p.m. You're looking at 27 degrees to 29 degrees. Short thermometer. Cloudy skies becoming at least partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies to finish out the morning. You get into the sunshine eventually by 12 o'clock for Eau Claire, but right now you're holding on to the clouds through the morning hours, and that's pretty much cloudy skies. Eau Claire also, as I've mentioned before, 25 degrees, feels like it's 14 degrees out there. You're also looking at the winds that are coming out of the north-northwest at 13 for La Crosse, 27 degrees, and it feels like it's 16 degrees out there with the wind chill. You're also going to see Black River Falls here at US 12, Wisconsin 27, getting into the Country Road EW as well as Warrens. That's also showing what's happening. Kids going to school today, though, 22 degrees at 7 o'clock, and by at least 3 o'clock, 26 degrees under more sunshine. So La Crosse is getting into sunshine for the better part of the day, eventually maybe into cloudy skies now, and then eventually getting into partly cloudy skies for the day. Highs for today, you're looking at 27 degrees, getting out to at least 31 degrees as you get down to Prairie du Chien. Have a wonderful day, get out and enjoy it, and be safe out there.
In your consumer news this morning, Boeing has laid off hundreds of workers in Washington state and California as part of its stated goal of reducing its workforce by 10%. That comes just over a month after union machinists ended a weeks-long strike. Boeing's CEO says the job cuts are due to overstaffing, not because of the work stoppage. Google, meantime, has cracked a key challenge in quantum computing, they say, that experts have been working on for almost 3 decades. The company says the breakthrough in quantum error correction was achieved with its latest quantum chip, which it named Willow. Google says Willow performed a computation in under 5 minutes that would take one of today's fastest supercomputers longer than the age of the universe. Whoa. Shares for the world's most valuable company, Nvidia, dropped more than 2% yesterday after China launched an anti-monopoly investigation into the chip maker. The Chinese government says it's probing agreements surrounding the company's acquisition of tech company Mellanox. It comes among trade tensions between the U.S. and China, with President-elect Donald Trump saying he'll set additional tariffs on Chinese exports. The latest jobs report in the U.S. shows job growth surged in November, adding 227,000 jobs. The rebound was expected after hurricanes and striking workers heavily distorted October's report. Ivan Rodriguez has what these numbers mean heading into the new year.
Despite rebounding strongly from an October jobs report heavily impacted by natural disasters and workers on the picket line, Daniel Zhao, lead economist with Glassdoor, says there's evidence the job market is softening.
It's just not quite as hot as it was maybe a year or two ago.
Zhao says one of the big trends he's observed over the last couple of years is the contributions of certain sectors toward job growth.
Healthcare, education, and government are a major driver of jobs growth, and that continued in November, especially as you see a lot of local and state governments try to catch up on some of the hiring that they missed out earlier on in the recovery.
The November unemployment rate also ticked up to 4.2% from 4.1%, marking the first time since 2021 it's been above 4% for 6 consecutive months. Unemployment among Black and Hispanic workers also rose from October, coming in at 6.4% and 5.3% respectively. In many cases, Zhao says employers are trying to get more done with less.
That means they're putting a lot of pressure on managers, on workers to try to get more done, and whether that means return to office, whether that means just raising the bar on some of their targets,
leaving some employees feeling unfulfilled.
A lot of workers feel very hesitant to leave a job in order to try to find something better on the market right now. And unfortunately, that is creating a situation where many workers feel stuck in their careers right now.
That's it for your morning consumer news. Time now is 6:19. Let's check in with Art for a look at our forecast.
All right, we've been showing you this graphic here continuously here, getting into the highs that are going to hold on to at least the 20s and 30s. Tonight, the snow comes in. It's going to be less than an inch of snow. The thing is, though, once we get into Wednesday, you're going to be seeing the snow that's going to be on the ground for the morning. We're going to be seeing winds from 25 to 35 miles per hour, and you're going to be seeing them tick up, and that's going to be breezy and gusty. That's going to cause the impacts going into the morning commute for Wednesday morning because of the cold snow and, of course, the air that's going to be breezy and buffeting cars locally. So that's going to bring that in there. And that continues all the way through Wednesday, going into the overnight for Thursday with even colder conditions and stronger winds coming in for Thursday, where we'll see the wind gusts getting up to, or at least the wind chill feeling like it's at least minus 15 to minus 20 degrees on your skin. All right, so we've got the alerts coming up there. You can see for snow up to the northern tier of Wisconsin. We'll also be looking at a lot of moisture coming in from Canada, some of that coming out of the Rockies as well, switching over into our area here locally in the Midwest. We've also got moisture spilling up from the south and then working its way up along the eastern seaboard, and eventually that colder air is going to spill right all the way down to the south because there's not much going on down there except building high pressure, and that's going to push all that moisture back into our area, and that's going to bring in the possibility of snow, of course, and on and off snow for the better part of the week. But we're not expecting a whole lot of this snow to get onto the ground. We'll carry over to today. You're going to be seeing 20s widespread today. We'll also be picking up snow popping into the overnight hours. You can see it starting at 11 o'clock, continuing after midnight, going into the 5 a.m. hour with widespread snow getting down to the ground. Like I've mentioned before, it is light and it's only less than an inch of snowfall to the ground. You see it by La Crosse scurrying out of the way by the time we get in the 8 o'clock hour, and it's mostly off to the east by 9. And then we're seeing most of the snow staying up to the north and the northeast over by Wausau and then getting into Green Bay. Then you're going to see those winds cutting in from the northwest, and that's going to be clearing out more sky a little bit here, a sliver here and a sliver there. As far as rain is concerned for today, not much, but going into tomorrow, you're seeing maybe 1/10 of an inch or less of rainfall. We'll also be picking up again going into Friday, drier conditions, even though snow is a possibility of about a 30% chance of that happening during the day. We'll get into Wednesday snowfall popping in, and most of it, as I mentioned, well up to the north. Not a lot down on the ground here locally between Eau Claire and here and Ladysmith. Then you'll see more snow up to the north coming back again as we go through Thursday into Friday, and then eventually we should be seeing a little bit more snow coming into the weekend. Drier air down to the south as high pressure continues to build. All that drier air starting to work its way in, and that's going to cause some extra snow or moisture trying to get down to the ground as well. Highs for today, you're seeing 27 all the way to about 31 degrees, 29 for La Crosse, Eau Claire at about 26. And then we get into it here, how this all plays out over the next few days. Cool, cold, cold. Look at those morning lows. -1 for going in from Wednesday into Thursday, 5 degrees for Thursday going into Friday. Then the 20s start to come up into the picture as we finish out, but the highs are going to be mostly in the 20s and 30s to finish the rest of the week. Back to you.
All right, Art, thank you. The time now is 6:22. Still ahead, holiday stress hitting more Americans this year, but there are some ways to cope. We'll have the advice you need to hear when we come back.
Coming up in sports, the Bucks prepare for a big NBA Cup game tonight, plus the Packers trying to lock down the final stretch of the season. That and more coming up in the Morning Blitz.
Hey babe, what's a 5-letter word that starts with PH and ends with NE?
James, have you tried the 4 free phone flakes?
Dad, 4 free phones.
4 free phones?
Thanks. Choose 4 free phones and 4 lines for $90 a month, no trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular.
Are your toilets in need of an upgrade? Not only can older toilets be uncomfortable, they can also clog more and increase your utility bills. At Maxwell White, we offer professionally trusted Kohler toilets. Our popular best-selling toilet is the Kohler Highline, available in various heights to provide ultimate accessibility and ease of use. Don't wait. Start enjoying the exceptional power, innovation, and water-saving sustainability of a new Kohler toilet. Trust the toilet experts at Maxwell White. Plumbing done right. Call today.
At Taco John's, we believe a better Taco Tuesday starts with better tacos. That means using 100% North American beef, cooking shells in-house daily, and a deal that makes you say, how are these only $1.29? Taco Tuesday is every Tuesday at Taco John's.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
U.S. Cellular has the incredible new iPhone 16 Pro. The first iPhone built for Apple Intelligence. Spread the word.
And don't forget camera control. It'll blow you away.
Get the new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
There's been more than a few changes over the years. But if there's one thing that hasn't changed, it's our commitment. 70 years and counting. Thanks for watching.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Welcome to the Morning Blitz. Just 4 games left in the regular season for the Green Bay Packers. And after Sunday's Vikings win, it looks like Green Bay is going to have to win out if they want any chance at improving their playoff spot. Right now, the Packers sit 2 games back of the Vikings for the 5 seed, and with one more head-to-head game on the schedule, Green Bay still has a chance at getting that 5th spot. They're going to need some help, and with the way Sam Darnold is playing, I'm not sure the Vikings are going to lose 2 or more games, but it's possible. Green Bay faces off with the Seahawks on Sunday, then they end the season with the Saints, Vikings, and the Bears. Coming off of a long weekend, Coach LaFleur says it's go time.
It's a mini bye, so I think it affords people to rest, most importantly, and kind of recover and just try to gear up for the final stretch. Because, like I said, from here on out, it's going to be just, it's a gut check time. You know, you got to take advantage of the moments, take advantage of the opportunities, and you got to earn the right to get whatever's after the regular season, and that's where we're at right now.
This week, the Packers have another primetime game, Sunday Night Football in Seattle against a Seahawks team that's fighting for their own playoff life. The Seahawks currently hold a 1-game lead in the NFC West, so they're in need of a win as well. It was a rough week for the Wisconsin Badger men's basketball team. They dropped 2 games to Michigan and Marquette. Now the Badgers fall to number 20 in the latest AP polls. Badgers are still 8-2 and have another conference game tonight against Illinois. And on the other side of the state, Marquette dropped a few spots to number 6. They fell to Iowa State last week before taking down the Badgers over the weekend. It may have been a slow start to the season for Milwaukee, but tonight, Giannis and the crew will host the Orlando Magic for the first round of the NBA Cup. Milwaukee went 4-0 in pool play, and they'll be hosting the Magic, with the winner advancing to Vegas for the semifinals. The Magic currently without their 2 best players due to injury, which means Milwaukee is a 7.5-point favorite. Giannis trying to prove himself as an MVP candidate, and a big performance tonight would certainly help. Tip-off set for 6 p.m. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
After 41 years of serving the Winona community, Holton's Jewelers is closing forever. Enjoy savings up to 70% off store-wide. Save big at Holton's today. Hurry in.
Dental implants are often the best solution to severe dental issues. If you have infection in your mouth, it does cause trouble other places. A lot of people ignore infection for way too long. And when they finally do something about it, they say not only do they like what they did here, but they feel better overall. In the end, you can have a smile you're proud of and a very healthy mouth.
We're an implant-focused practice. If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
My favorite part of Christmas, probably being able to go sledding.
Get in the row in the snow and do this. I really love how cozy and fun it is.
My favorite song is Jingle Bells. Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Jingle bells, jingle all the way.
Things are a bit simpler as a kid. We realize not everyone has the same level of comfort and support this time of year. If you need help, please reach out. Peace of Mind Counseling wishes you a safe and happy holiday season.
The gift of relaxation and pampering is the perfect gift to give this holiday season. It is the Sukhov experience, the gift your special someone is really hoping for. and the gift she really deserves. Order your gift cards online today at SueColvys.com or pick them up at Sue Colvys Salon and Day Spa, because she deserves the very best.
Are record high energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today.
Stella Jones Corporation in Bangor has immediate openings and wants you to apply. They say this job takes grit, attention to detail, and ability to work as a team. Stella Jones Corporation is where safety matters and wages sustain a comfortable living. If you have what it takes and can stand behind our railroads, then we want you to apply today.
After 41 years of serving the Winona community, Holton's Jewelers is closing forever. Enjoy savings up to 70% off store-wide. Save big at Holton's today. Hurry in.
Happy holidays from News 8 Now. Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
In your morning medical news, the EPA has banned 2 cancer-causing dry cleaning chemicals, trichloroethylene, or TCE, and perchloroethylene, known as PERC. Those are hard to say. TCE, found in cleaners and lubricants, can cause liver and kidney cancer. PERC, commonly used in dry cleaning, is linked to multiple cancers and will be banned now for consumer use. Young people, not the elderly, are more likely to die from extreme heat. New research shows 3/4 of heat deaths are under age 35, with outdoor workers and athletes at the highest risk. The study found jobs like farming and construction, plus strenuous sports, put young adults in more danger. Blood tests that moms-to-be get to check for fetal disorders in their baby can also be beneficial for mom. A study in the New England Journal of Medicine found these basic blood tests, called cell-free DNA sequencing, can also detect hidden signs of cancer. Many medical groups recommend expectant moms get those tests. The holiday cheer this time of year can sometimes bring out the opposite emotion. One study shows nearly 9 in 10 U.S. adults said something causes them stress this time of year. Frankie McClister has more.
Holiday shopping. Family time.
2, 3, cheese!
We know the holidays can be hectic, and a 2023 poll backs that up. A survey by the American Psychological Association shows it brings added stress for 2 out of every 5 people surveyed.
There's so many things that are happening all at once to pretty much everyone in our community, in our culture. People are likely, some of those things are going to make them feel down.
Justin Stike says he's definitely feeling it.
Just trying to please everybody, trying to kind of deal with maybe certain family members that aren't always fun to deal with.
Dr. Nathan says it's normal to see an uptick this time of year, but this year there's some added stress.
There's the election that caused a lot of people a lot of stress. I think work stress is high, prices are high.
And while not everyone is feeling it,
I don't get stressed, especially for the holiday. It's to enjoy family and friends, and that's how I take it.
We're happy. Yeah. We just had a good Thanksgiving, so.
Dr. Nathan says there are some simple ways to manage the stress. Try to do things you enjoy, relax, make sure you get enough sleep, and talk to a therapist or other mental health professional.
If money is causing you stress this year, the doctor says remember quality times with loved ones is what's most important. The fight for funding continues in Prairie du Chien, where the school board wants to lease middle school space to a health center. The plan emerged after voters rejected a $10 million referendum. But at last night's meeting, questions arose about whether an earlier vote was properly announced. The issue could now go to a public vote later this month. Western Technical College welcoming a new dean. Elizabeth Nicias has been appointed as Dean of General Studies. She comes from Rowan College in New Jersey, where she served as Associate Dean and an Interim Dean.
The fact that part of the mission and part of everything they do is very much focused on social justice, on supporting students and employees, and really having that mindset of different people have different needs.
And she's currently pursuing a PhD in education and social justice at Lancaster University in the UK. An academic support specialist is an inspiration for both her students and coworkers in La Crescent and Hoka. News 8 Now's Ken Kozarowski has this month's top-notch teacher.
At La Crescent Hoka High School, Danita Hazel makes sure no one is left behind.
She takes students who really need an extra helping hand.
She works with students who are credit deficient and may be in jeopardy of not graduating.
Any big assignments or projects, I try to focus on those first, but I also am checking grades and talking with other teachers a lot.
She started years ago as the #2 support staffer. When the first left, the district was considering cuts, so Hazel had to essentially fight for her job.
Proved my case and looked at the numbers and the data from when we had a program like this before, and then when we didn't, and right before COVID, they basically said the next school year we could start it, and I haven't looked back since.
She says that extra line of academic defense makes a difference.
Good to just have another set of eyes on students, because they go from class to class and there's not always someone looking at the student as like a big picture.
It's a role her coworkers love to have just a classroom away.
But for me as a new teacher, she just has been a huge resource. Daily motivation, positivity.
There are so many people who have graduated and wouldn't be in the spots that they are today without her being a part of their life.
Lancer students could be with Hazel a single semester or throughout high school. However long it is, there's a good chance Hazel's made a lasting impact.
There have been some times where students are exited and I'll see them come back in a lot to just hang out or say hi. I've had a lot of positive experiences.
Ken Kozarowski for News 8 Now This Morning.
If you have a teacher you'd like to nominate, head to news8000.com. At the top left menu, go to Features and click on Top Notch Teachers. The Canadian Pacific Holiday Train lit up the night, bringing music and holiday cheer to the Coulee region. Country stars Tenille Townes and Breland performed in Tomah, Sparta, and La Crosse, helping raise money for local food banks. The festive train rolls into La Crescent at 2:15 today and Winona at 3:45 if you missed it last night or you're waiting for an earlier time like me. The time now is 6:37. Let's check in now with News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett to tell us what to expect on our Tuesday morning commute.
All right, the wind's still blowing out of Wisconsin, out of the northwest, and now they're west-northwest, holding on, knocking temperatures down. In fact, we're looking at some 20s right now, widespread. It feels like it's about maybe almost 10 degrees colder on your skin because of this colder, breezier air working in. 19 in Ladysmith, not much change over the last hour. 14 for Eau Claire, 16 in La Crosse, and of course, that's how it feels on your skin, getting all the way down to Decorah. Folks there, Winona 19, Red Wing over 13 degrees on your skin. Hey, take a look at the DriveCast for La Crosse. As you get into it, your morning commute feels colder because of that wind chill, then quiet and cool as we go through the afternoon with partly cloudy skies. By the time you get in the evening commute, clouds are on the increase, and that means we're getting ready for some snow coming in later on around the 11 o'clock hour, picking that up and going in the overnight. And of course, Eau Claire will do the same. Lake Hallie holding on to conditions right now, looking out there, looking at feels like 15 degrees on your skin after it's about 25 degrees out there for you. You're looking as we go through the day for La Crosse with increasing clouds through the morning, then decreasing by the time we get in the late morning hours and afternoon to partly to mostly cloudy skies, and then we'll see those clouds on the increase later on today. In fact, as you get into the highs for today, you're looking at 26 to about 31 degrees, 29 for La Crosse, and 26 for Eau Claire. Get out and enjoy it. Coming up on our Buzz Report, Taylor Swift just finished her Era Tour, reaching her never-before-seen ticket sale numbers. We'll have more on that coming up. Way to go, Taylor. Go Swifties.
G&T Heating and Air Conditioning is giving thanks this holiday season with a new Goodman furnace. Go to news8000.com/contests and enter to win some Seasons heatings. Bring in the new year with a new furnace from G&T.
Attention business owners, is your roof ready for the new year? Your Choice Roofing specializes in commercial solutions that protect your investment and bottom line. Act now to benefit from Section 179 deductions and bonus depreciation for major tax savings. Lock in 2024 pricing before costs rise. Upgrade to energy-efficient roofing and save on utilities while increasing building value. Secure your roof and savings. Visit yourchoiceroofing.com today.
A grand piano is more than just an instrument. It's a statement of elegance and a source of endless inspiration. Its rich full tone can fill any room with warmth and beauty, and when you invest in a grand piano from Lighthold Music, you're enriching your life and the lives of those around you. Let their expert team guide you through the selection process and fine-tune your life with the perfect grand.
A lifetime of pleasure, satisfaction, and fun.
Everybody has an instrument. Yours is at Lighthold Music.
Lighthold Music.
The commercial truck season sales event is on now at Osseo Automotive. Shop the largest inventory in the Midwest with great prices, like this 2024 Silverado 2500 HD Crew Cab for $79, or a 2024 Silverado 3500 HD Dually Diesel for $82.9. How about a 2024 Silverado 3500 HD Landscaper for $74.9, or this 2025 Chevy Low Cab Forward Rockport for $68.9. Come see our huge selection of commercial vehicles at Osseo Automotive in Osseo.
Welcome to the rustic side of Black River Furniture Outlet, Western Wisconsin's cabin store. Buy unique, one-of-a-kind pieces made in the USA, featuring aspen, hickory, barnwood, and specialty woods like walnut and maple burl. Shop dining sets, bars and bar stools. Find epoxy pieces, coffee and end tables, cabin furniture bedroom sets in king, queen, full, or twin. Bunk beds and case pieces to match. Huge selection in stock to take home or deliver today. Family and veteran owned, Black River Furniture Outlet, Black River Falls.
Cedar Creek now offers TrackMan golf simulators. So real, you'll think you're there. TrackMan uses Doppler radar to improve your game shot after shot and lower your score. Golf, some of the most iconic courses in the world. Sign up today. Winter leagues start in January. Tee times booked online only. The season continues.
G&T Heating and Air Conditioning is giving thanks this holiday season with a new Goodman furnace. Go to news8000.com/contests and enter to win some season's heatings. Bring in the new year with a new furnace from G&T.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back here. We've got the cool by now. You know it's going to be cool today, 20s and 30s for you. Then we've got the snow popping in later on, starting at 11 o'clock. It's going to be up there by areas by Eau Claire and Ladysmith first and working its way south and eastward down to the area here locally. Then bitter cold air following suit. Behind that, cold air advection is going to start to work its way in as we go through Wednesday. And that colder air is just going to continue to billow in from the north, and that's going to make Thursday so much bitterly cold. We're talking like temperatures in the teens or less than beyond, I should say minus numbers going into Thursday. In fact, you're going to be seeing it to be quite cold with the cold air still moving in, bringing in moisture that continues on from Canada. We'll also be picking up more of that moisture coming up from the south as well, and lifting up along the eastern seaboard, and all that begins to swirl pretty much across much of the Midwest. And you're going to see that continuing with some light short waves sneaking in there as well, and that's going to lift up that moisture and bring in some rainfall, maybe a little bit of mix of rain and snow. But for tonight, we're going to be seeing that coming in across the overnight hours, and it gets all the way to the 11 o'clock time slot for tomorrow. Then by 5 a.m. in the morning, it's in La Crosse. You see it by Winona, Red Wing, getting up to Eau Claire as well. Ladysmith, they're all filtering in. It seems to see they're picking up a little bit less than they had yesterday. We'll also see this little sleeve kind of move through here as well. That's a little banding motion coming from Ladysmith all the way down to Wausau, down into Wisconsin Rapids. That gets out of the way by about 7 o'clock or so. By 8 o'clock, we're seeing some drier bands moving into the picture here, and then still more bands kind of moving in off the lakes and then working across all the way into Green Bay. As far as the rain is concerned, not a lot, 1/10 of an inch or less, even if it hits the ground or not, mostly in the form of a sprinkle or two. We could even find ourselves cutting across with some freezing drizzle associated with that as well because of the colder air. And that comes in possibly for Friday. Snow as we go into today and tomorrow, we're looking at limited amounts for today, but tonight, getting into the overnight starts to pick up, but still most of it well up to the north. Not a lot on the ground here, even from the Twin Cities working in. And you see it filtering in as we go into Thursday and to Friday. In fact, that's where most of the snow will be, up there to the north. All right, that being said, we take a look. Drier air down to the south by the Gulf. High pressure is building here, and that's kind of scooting in all that moisture, pushing it all over to the eastern seaboard. And then we're seeing more moisture try to get up to the north as that cold front extends all the way from Canada right back down into Memphis. And of course, you'll see that into Texas as well, kind of pulling up a little bit more so. Highs today, 20s and 30s mixed in the picture. We're looking at a cloudy start. Then we get into partly cloudy skies for your day. It is a quiet day, holding on to temperatures around 29 degrees. We're already in the 20s right now, but it feels like the teens, and some 20s right now to 30 degrees in the morning. Then we're going to be seeing tomorrow much colder, lows getting into at least 22 degrees in the morning or so, possibly even colder from Wednesday going into Thursday. Minus numbers, 5 degrees there, 10 degrees for the high on Thursday. My goodness, that is cold. Be safe out there and have a wonderful day.
In our Morning Buzz report, the Golden Globe nominations were announced yesterday. Selena Gomez doubling up on nominations. She's up for Best Female Actor in a TV musical or comedy and Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture. Sebastian Stan is also up for 2 Golden Globes. Best Male Actor in a Motion Picture Drama and Best Male Actor in a Motion Picture Musical or Comedy. The Golden Globes are on January 5th. A significant chapter in modern music history has come to a close. Taylor Swift performed her final Eras Tour concert in Vancouver Sunday. Now comes confirmation the tour made history in ticket sales. According to the New York Times, the singer's production company confirmed the Eras Tour grossed more than $2 billion. That is the highest grossing concert tour ever.
We don't just have a person who wants their freedom. We have a society to protect.
Are we going to incarcerate a young person that commits a brutal crime for as long as they live? I'm glad I'm not making those decisions because, they have a tough job. We put that in the hands of the parole board.
3 men face parole from prison and nature of the crime. The documentary looks at the life-changing decisions to grant or deny parole, a process that usually takes place behind closed doors. Nature of the Crime premieres today on HBO and Max.
We have business with El Condor. We're bookmakers. So far, so good. So far, so good. Are you high? A little bit, yeah.
Bookie is back. The streaming series about LA bookmakers returns with big guest stars placing even bigger bets. The first of 8 episodes will air Thursday on Max. And before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, sadly, we don't have any birthdays to celebrate with you right now.
If you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old, we'd love to feature them.
That's right. Upload their photo to our website, news8000.com. Look for the Submit Pictures button under the Home tab on our website.
The time now is 6:47. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
It's not very often a fella gets to offer the best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced, but we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the Board Store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the Board Store Home Improvements.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra, available with the connected driving experience and the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Get 0% APR on select 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $6,400 total value, plus no monthly payments until next year. We are professional grade GMC.
Cooley Carpet has always been more than just carpet, and now the name will reflect that. Cooley Floors and Design. Along with the brand new name, there's a fresh new look to the showroom. Don't worry, Cooley Floors and Design still has the same great team at the same convenient location. Ready to elevate your space? The design consultants will take the time to discuss your dreams, needs, and your budget. Cooley Floors and Design will accompany you through every step from expert advice to professional installation. Visit Cooley Floors and Design on Mormon Cooley Road for a fresh new look.
Are you ready for college but don't know where to start? CVTC's Fast Pass on Thursday, January 9th in Eau Claire and River Falls will help you take your next step. In just 90 minutes, apply, enroll, and explore financial aid. Apply for free at the event and get entered to win a $500 scholarship. Start your future with flexible, hands-on programs that will help you get to a career you love. Register today at cvtc.edu/fastpass.
Chart your career with a fabricator position at Chart Industries. Starting wage up to $30 per hour with no experience necessary. Excellent pay and awesome benefits. Apply now at jobs.chartindustries.com.
It's officially cozy season.
You're the coolest.
Let's go!
You've set quite a vibe here.
That's how we roll.
Down the Drew Barrymore show. Down the Drew Barrymore show. This is the best interview I've ever done.
Yes!
Did I do that?
How fun is this? You won't want to miss it.
Weekdays at 3 on News 8.
The bravest person I know is definitely my dad, 100%.
My friend Sean.
My daughter Cynthia, and she was in the United States Army.
One of the bravest things he ever did wasn't when he first enlisted, it was when he found his first support group.
Our journey has not been easy.
One of the bravest things he did was when he asked to move in with me and my mom.
I felt like I was lost, and you get me a place to stay.
When he decided he was going to go back to school after 23 years.
It was the better part of my life that I spent in the Marine Corps. Transitioning out, it's a difficult thing.
She went on foreign soil. She went to war. But the bravest thing she did is when she asked for help.
So I really appreciate it.
The place to save big money on all your home improvement needs.
Welcome back. It's 6:51. Time for your morning news now. New this morning, 2 people are dead after an SUV crossed the median and collided with 2 semi-trucks on I-94 near Tomah. It happened around 7 p.m. at mile marker 140, forcing a 7-hour interstate shutdown. Both SUV occupants died at the scene, according to officials. The semi-drivers were hospitalized with non-life-threatening injuries. As crews worked to clean up that crash, a Wisconsin state trooper was hurt in another accident at the same location. The trooper's squad car was hit by a semi near mile marker 140 before 10 p.m. while helping shut down the interstate. The trooper was taken to the hospital. The semi-driver was not hurt. Both accidents are under investigation. Classes are set to resume this morning at Chippewa Falls High School after a bomb threat forced an evacuation yesterday. Students were safely evacuated and all school activities were canceled as law enforcement swept the building. The superintendent says this appears to be part of similar threats reported across Wisconsin. The Sparta man charged with killing 35-year-old Takara Manning faces arraignment in court today. 39-year-old Andrew Noman is accused of first-degree intentional homicide and felony murder in the October death. Noman was out on bond at the time of the incident. He's being held on a $1 million bond. The arraignment starts at 2:30 today. The U.S. Supreme Court rejecting an appeal from parents challenging Eau Claire School's gender identity support plans. The district's guidelines encourage students to reach out to staff members for help. Parents' attorneys argued this violates their rights by hiding the plans from them. The school board president maintains students need access to these resources at school.
The school is really their second home. They're there almost as much time as they are at their own homes. And so it's incumbent on us to provide for them, socially and emotionally, as well as academically, so that they can succeed both at school and prepare to succeed, when they graduate as well.
Parents lost in the lower courts last year. 3 Supreme Court justices voted to hear the case, but they needed 4. The fight for funding continues in Prairie du Chien, where the school board wants to lease middle school space to a health center. That plan emerged after voters rejected a $10 million referendum. But at last night's meeting, some questions came up about whether an earlier vote was properly announced. The issue could now go to a public vote later this month. Plans are moving forward for a new hospital in Lake Hallie to fill the gap left by this year's HSHS and Prevea closures. Look at that, we ran out of music. I'm talking so long. The Chippewa Valley Health Cooperative shared details at a public meeting last night. The facility on Route 53 will include 48 regular beds, 12 ICU beds, and employ 410 people.
Well, when we had Chippewa Hospital, it was a lot closer. I live north of Cadott, between Cadott and Cornell, and now going all the way into Eau Claire on the other side of Eau Claire is a long distance.
Chippewa Valley Health Cooperative says they will know by spring if reopening is possible. Oh, there's more. On Alaska's Common Council votes today on a $12 million public works budget. The proposal includes funding to complete the city's arts center, build a new roundabout, and finish the community center. The Canadian Pacific Holiday Train lit up the night, bringing music and cheer to the Coulee region. Some country artists were there, stops in Tomah, Sparta, and La Crosse, helping raise money for local food banks. If you missed that yesterday, the festive train will roll into La Crescent at 2:15 and Winona at 3:45. Art, please take it away.
All right, well, bundle up. Those wonderful folks out there in Lake Hallie, they're going to be picking up some snow later on today, and that's coming as we go into the 11 o'clock hour tonight, and then overnight going into Wednesday. You can see that snow on the ground, an inch of snow or less. It's light, and it will be at least breezy and gusty, so it's going to be much colder on your skin, from 25 to 35 miles per hour. More of those wind gusts coming in for Thursday, so it's going to be bitter cold Thursday. Look at those temperatures, 29, 21, 10 for their highs. My goodness, it's going to be cold. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm going to be in it and enjoying it.
You know, I'm not going to be here, Art. I'm going to be somewhere in the tropics. Sorry to say. All right, look at this. A Florida man's holiday display is turning heads with a 20-foot version of the iconic leg lamp from A Christmas Story. The giant replica even features Ralphie's pink bunny pajamas. Oh, wow. Though no word if the neighbors consider it a major award. Wow, that's very impressive. Wow, you thought you had some good displays at your house.
Yeah, you don't need that gun kid.
That's a good movie, huh? Good holiday classic. Well, thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Tuesday.